So I abstained from voting, and we'll make sure that I get the information to the rest of the commission before our next public lands meeting so that I can get feedback. So I'll have a better idea of how to vote. So that is pretty much what I did it last month. When you have a fifth week of the month, it's pretty slow. So we are moving to elected official reports. Is Christina online? Okay, do we have, I don't see any other elected officials, or so we will move to county administrator reports. Oh, yes.
I've got a couple items.
You're still a commissioner to me. I mean, I apologize.
I've got a couple items tonight that are pertaining to any update that I would be giving. So I'll leave it.
Thank you.
Okay, it's been a pretty quiet week around here, I think, with the holiday, but I've started to actually take notes, so I have a few things. I met with the fire department to talk about their next steps for the annexation process. So they're moving things along and anticipate having something, the formal process ready to finalize by the end of the year. We'll make sure to give you all regular updates, but more to come. We also had an exciting demo with a company and are looking at a few options to upgrade our website and make it a lot more user-friendly. The packets will include an auto download with bookmarks, but overall, I think it will help with just public engagement and a lot more user-friendly and more staff friendly, to be honest. Let's see, I met with Chris and let's see, the health department, both of the bills to talk about the Pat Creek fire cleanup, and they are working hard to figure out some different next steps so that they can free it up and make it so people can move in new trailers or attempt to get back to some kind of norm. We hired a new planning and zoning director, Elisa Martin, and that was an internal hire, and I think it will be an awesome fit. So welcome, Elisa. The next step will be looking into replacing her position. So more to come on that as well. And I promise the last time I'll say more to come tonight is we had interviews for the airport director and are figuring out the next steps. More to come. Alicia and I went over to the Grand Center for the Transportation Master Plan open house. I have some exciting stuff going on. We had to leave a little early, but there was a decent turnout. So I think the next step is potentially a presentation at the next meeting from Kimley Horn, the consultant. So see, tomorrow we are having the special event, calling it philosophy meeting and considerations that we've been talking about. So I'll keep you posted, not more to come. And lastly, I would share just a thank you to everybody involved with the 4th of July and the firework coordination, John Dwight and the team that they have on site out at Lions Back worked very hard, and they're always really great to work with and letting us use that property. It is much appreciated. I would also thank the fire department, search and rescue, the sheriff's office, the road department who lends a water truck to the solid waste special service district for solid waste. And then they have staff on site as well for any small fires that happen. They do occasionally happen, very minor. This year they only had one, which sounds like it was one of the smaller years for that. I'd also like to thank Vortex, which is the company that we have used for numerous years. So that is all that I have.
Quinn?
I don't know that I have much to add to that. It's been a medium slow week. Like Mallory said, we just sat through some software demos, and we've got some upcoming tweaks we're gonna roll out with the commission meeting and the agendas that we'll provide to department heads on Thursday at our staff meeting. So that's all.
Thank you. Okay, we are to approval of minutes. Do I have a motion?
I would move to approve the minutes of June 7th and June 21st for the regular county commission meetings.
Motion by Evan. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Seconded by Trish. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, passes unanimously. We are to general business actions item, discussion and consideration of approval. Approving Grand County certified tax rate for 2020. Christopher? Off? Right?
That would be me.
Oh, that'd be you.
My role as auditor. So thank you. So as I described here in the agenda summary, the rate setting process begins with the budgeting process. Entities estimate how much property tax revenue they need for the coming year, and the county assessor and the state tax commission provide valuation information to the county auditor, myself, including changes in value resulting from reappraisal, factoring, and legislative adjustments. And so working closely with the tax commission, the auditor calculates certified tax rates and provides taxing entities with valuation and certified tax rate information. The certified tax rate provides taxing entities with the same amount of property. I guess I should be speaking to the mic. Sorry about that. And tax revenue it received in the previous year, plus any revenue generated by additional growth in its tax base. And so the Grand County Commission is responsible for certifying the tax rates for general operations, library bond, and county assessing and collecting. One other note that's not included in the summary here is that while I'm working really hard right now to finalize the tax valuation notices that will be sent out statutorily by July 22nd. And I'm also excited to report that there will be an option now to sign up for an e-notice for that valuation notice moving forward. So I'm excited to get as many taxpayers as possible going paperless on that. That one in particular isn't a bill. It always says this is not a bill, do not pay on the top. So I think it should be even more, lends itself even more to that sort of e-noticing. And of course, it will be a direct PDF image of the notice that everyone would otherwise get in the mail. So it's it would feel, it doesn't feel like, any less official or, I think that will be good. So that's all. Any questions?
Questions from the commission?
Yeah, I'm looking at the table and the agenda, and I guess I don't quite understand the column that says maximum by law. Could you say more about that one? Or?
So I'm assuming that that's the sort of the rate set by the legislature that would be, considered if we were to decide to increase any of those rates, we couldn't go any higher. Is that
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
I can
thanks?
do some homework. Thanks.
I have just a clarifying question. So when this says auditor's tax rate, is that you, the auditor? That's
Yes.
Okay, so that's
Mhm.
just your recommendation. As it has been in the past.
Yeah, and as we prepare, as we sort of prepared for during the budgeting process at the end of the calendar year, and the calculation of that rate it's the property tax division of the state. They have a couple gentlemen that have visited me a couple of times this spring, and they kind of walked me through that process and basically present that number for me to approve. So to say that I calculated it would be saying a bit too much. We'll let the pros do that part.
Any further questions? Do I have a motion?
Sure. I move to approve the final 2022 Grand County certified tax rates as presented on proposed forms PT 693 for Grand County operations, library, and assessing and collecting.
Motion by Kevin,
I'll second that.
seconded by Trish. Discussion. Call for a vote. All in favor? Passes unanimously. We are to a resolution approving the final plat of the Ridge Minor subdivision located at 3059 Desert Road, parcel number 02-0021-0010. Yes, Alicia, and congratulations.
Thank you. Okay, the applicant is requesting approval of the final plat for a 2-lot minor subdivision at the east end of Cactus Road. The property has existed as a residential 3.16 acre lot containing 1 dwelling unit and detached garage and a carport. Current zoning is rural residential, which requires a minimum lot size of 1 acre. The approved application would subdivide the parcel into a 1.72 acre lot and a 1 acre lot. As there are no required public improvements, the submission is processed under Article 9.3 minor subdivisions. The applicant's property is located along an existing county road already constructed to county construction standards. A portion of Desert Road is being dedicated to the county as indicated on the plat. A drainage waiver has been approved by the county engineer and no additional site improvements are required. The proposed subdivision is in conformance with the 2030 general plan future land use section insofar as providing opportunities for housing and being consistent with the minimum density of the rural residential future land use designation. The Desert Road minor subdivision is consistent with Article 5, Article 7, and Article 9 of the Land Use Code, and therefore planning and zoning staff recommend approving the final plat. Any questions on this one?
Questions?
No, I'm going to make a motion. I move to approve the findings of fact set forth in the staff report dated April 4th, 2022, and the proposed resolution approving the final plat of the Ridges Minor subdivision.
Motion by Trish,
I'll second.
seconded by Sarah. Discussion. Seeing none, I'll call for a vote. All in favor? Passes unanimously. We are to approving of finding of no significant impact and notice of intent to request the release of funds from the U.S. Oops, did I miss one? No, I didn't. From the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development to Housing Authority of Southeastern Utah through the Self-Help Home Ownership Opportunity Program.
Okay. As you may recall, this has come before you twice, but it was originally in the fashion of choosing to take on the responsible entity. And then the second time was to approve the letters that went to the state historical preservation entity, and then two to local tribes, or somewhat local. And this is the hopefully final step in what's turned out to be a little bit more of a complicated process than we thought. So this had to go out as a notice for 15 days, and we did not receive any comments. So if you all approve this tonight, HASU will submit, and it will go on to HUD for final review. And if they do not have any issues, they will be able to release the funds.
Make a motion.
Thank you, Sarah.
I move to approve the findings of no significant impact and notice of intent to request funds from the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development to Housing Authority of Southeastern Utah through the Self-Help Home Ownership Opportunity Program.
Thank you. Do we have a second? Seconded by Kevin. Any discussion? We are to consent agenda.
We need to vote on that.
Oh, we do need to vote on that. I'm moving this right along. We're gonna get out of here. All in favor? Anyone opposed? Okay, this passes unanimously. We are to consent agenda. The letter to the BOM requesting consideration of changing its route designation in the Sand Flat Recreation Area in order to reduce nighttime noise impacts. And annual court security contract. Those are the two consent agendas. All right, does anyone want to pull either one of these out for discussion, or are we good? Okay. Do I have a motion to accept the consent agenda?
Sure, I'll move to accept the consent agenda as presented.
Thank you.
I'll second that, Mary.
Seconded, motion by Kevin, seconded by Trish. Discussion?
I would just point out that the letter to the BLM is just asking them to consider the designations and isn't actually requesting much action at this point. So
Thank
I'm
you for
comfortable
that
with how it
clarification.
is.
Yes. Any further discussion? Okay, I'll call for a vote. All in favor? Passes unanimously. It is not 6 o'clock. I can ask, are there any citizens to be heard? Are there? Doesn't appear to be. Any discussion items? Anybody have anything they wish to bring up? There is not a public hearing. There is not a closed session. We have reached the end of our agenda and the time is 4:25. I think that might be a record. This meeting of the Grand County Commission, July 5th, is adjourned. We will reopen at 5:30 for the certification of the election. Can we do that with the posting?
I would say no, but
I
I'm
don't,
not sure
I
because we
don't,
did notice it for that
I don't
time.
think we can.
Is
Otherwise, that would be great.
there, okay.
I think if it's posted, just in case somebody wanted to show up, we have to start it at the time we posted it. Bummer, we could have had it early.
Can double check.
Seems right.
Okay, thank you.
See you at 5:30.
See you at 5:30. An hour is an odd time.